catch these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashima Mashiach Wamalaka Bashai, double honors to the elect elders of the house that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting and laboring for the second coming of our Lord Yahushai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom to those men. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters out there, zealous, diligent, and on fire. Shalom to the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it, getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom to the ancient men, the children, the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to everybody tuning in live through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashmi Awashai, Ephraimite Ak, Tapuak, Quadan, HBK Ent, Yvette McKellar, Yasha Allah 12 Yakad, Benjamin Youngwolf, Shalom King, Yeshelia, Yakal Ibad, and everybody else tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing. Right, the topic of this cold cut, it's not going to be too long, right? I'm on limited time. The topic of this cold cut is how to handle drama, talebearing, and folly in Israel. I believe that's what I called this one. How to handle drama, talebearing, and folly in Israel. And these spirits are inevitable, and much more approaching the last days. There's always drama. There's always Israel gossiping. There's always some major controversy that involves somebody's family, their personal lives, that involves a congregation, that involves a particular situation. You may be caught up in these things. How do you handle the drama that goes on in Israel, right? For brothers that understand what I mean when I say drama, back and forth, beefing, and I hate to even throw these worldly terms out there: cat beef, personal beef, pick a side. You said this, he said that, and did you hear what this person did? And did you hear about that? We have to do these videos, but it's also not because, again, brothers have to understand how to transition out of the world. Did not the Most High say, "For I get what I want"? In Romans chapter 12 and 2. I mean, this is fundamental, right? Our thought process has to change. How we judge matters has to change. How we handle arguments, disputes. You understand? How do you handling gossip and hearsay information and secondary information and tertiary and all these things? We have to revamp our thought process and how we channel information and what we do with the information when we hear it. We have to change all of that, because in the world you can do God knows what, man. People get murdered over hearsay. People act presumptuously. People make decisions that shouldn't be made. People say things that ought not to be spoken. They regret things, But guess what, man? It is knowledge. We have to do what the Most High said in Romans 12 and 2. Right? Let's get that first and foremost. Right? So like Romans chapter 12 and 2. It reads, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." So it's not just coming into this truth and you change your diet. That's part of it. You don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. And you grow your beard out, right? You understand? You put your fringes on, right? You keep the Sabbath days. You learn the high holy days. You begin to congregate, and you begin to examine the sins that you've been in your entire life, and you change for the Most High. But also our behavior has to change. Renewing our mind is bigger than not eating pork and growing your beard out. Renewing your mind is how you deal with relationships, right? How you handle information, how you deal with misinformation, how you handle matters that belong to you, how you handle matters that have nothing to do with you. All of these things we have to renew our mind and apply the precepts so you can keep yourself in a high level of discretion. Discretion must be put at a precedent for the men of Yahweh Bashmi Awashat. Right? Now, let's go to Sirach chapter 11. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 11. And I'm going to read verse number 7. Like I said, this isn't going to be too long. Right? We're going to get straight to the point. And we're going to move on through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Awashat. Right? Sirach 11 and 7. "Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke." Right? So when there's drama and brother Judah, I'm just throwing that name out there, just making up a name. Brother Judah, Officer Benjamin, if Sister Gad did this and, Sister Asher did this. Hey, we have to understand that the facts have to be presented before you even can come to a conclusion and or an opinion, right? You can't blame, rebuke, do a 30-minute video on somebody, a 50-minute video on it, make a post, make a statement, a tweet, a damn conversation, make a new group chat to talk about a matter that you haven't even gathered in all of the information about. That would be ridiculous, and that would be you would be in transgression, right? That would be absolute transgression and utter folly on your behalf to sit there and blame a brother for something or blame a sister for something that you heard somebody say in a video, man, without proof of evidence, without proof of witnesses. And you just sit there and you go along with it. You can't do that in this knowledge, man. This isn't the world, man. We're not in the world. You have to examine the truth. Right? When you go to let me get this precept in the Apocrypha. Right? You have to examine the truth, meaning you have to ask questions, right? You have to put situations on trial. You have to do your own investigation. You got to inquire. You got to figure these things out, man. Right? Slocky, these pages are stuck. You have to figure this thing out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? Let's get this quick precept. Right? This is bear with me. Slocky. Page is stuck. All right, this is History of Susanna, verse number. This whole thing is good. This Susanna 1 and 45. Right now, you remember when you read this account, you had two false witnesses and wicked judges of Babylon that said that Susanna was in an act of adultery and she was about to lay down with this man. They caught her with this man, right? But you're going to find out that Daniel examined the matter, and then he did the rebuke. Whereas people of Israel, the sons of Israel, as we'll read this account, they condemned her before they even interrogated the judges, right? This is and they took those people word for it because these were men of honor. These were elder men. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've been in the truth 30 years or if that's your favorite teacher or this elder been in the truth 40 years or 25 years. No matter what somebody says about somebody, you have to examine that matter. You can't say, well, he's always right. He's my elder. He's been in this thing for 35 years. I take everything he says as the word of God. Well, he's not God, man. He's not not Yahweh Shai. And the burden now is on you and integrity, right? It's now up for grabs because you have to determine, am I going to hear what this man says and just take it as if it's true about what he said about Brother Judah or Sister Asher, or am I going to charge this brother or accountable and say, well, where are the witnesses? Where's the evidence? I didn't see anything, no proof about it. And you know what? Until I receive that evidence and that information, then I take this thing with a grain of salt, Let's read this in Susanna chapter 1 and 45. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel, who cried with a loud voice, Salakia, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Right? Then all the people turned them towards him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoke? He said, look, man, don't put this woman, I'm going to clear the blood up. I'm going to clear her name right now. And they said, well, what do you mean? She's guilty. What do you have? Verse number 48. So he's standing in the midst of them and said, are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that with examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel? And that's what brothers do, man. Right? Some others, without proper examination, or they don't even know what's going on, they condemn a daughter of Israel, man. Yeah, you heard about that sister. Yeah, I heard that she committed adultery. Damn, I knew she always was like that. I could tell. And then people just ramble, man. To what I could tell. You don't even know if she did it or not. She seemed like the type. I can't believe she did that. You didn't reach out to that sister. Whoever told you that, you didn't ask them the problem. See, Jake, you have that worldly spirit where you like the what they call it. You like the tea. You know, Jake, you like drama. And Israel is small, man. Yeah, you have millions of Israelites, but the world of Israel is small. Word spread fast, man, especially in the age of internet, and social media. So Israel is small. But Jake, you love gossip. You love drama. And that's of the world. And Daniel, he was a young man. The Lord said not, believe in Ecclesiastes 4:23, when they're refrain not to speak, there is an occasion to do good. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean you just go with the get along. You run madness because 50 people are talking about it and they have condemned somebody. Now you're the 51st person, but you don't even know what's going on. The Lord said, follow not a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou rest so like you rest in the cause for many have to greatly paraphrase. And I'll get in Exodus 23, right? So you can't go and pervert the judgment because many people are going against the grain. You have to do the right thing. You have to have integrity. Let's read on. Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her. Right? Wherefore all the people, and that keen ear, he could perceive in the spirit, man. He says something ain't right. Let's read. So like I want to go back to this because the verse cut off. Verse 50. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him, come, sit down among us, and show it us, seeing the Most High hath given thee the honor of an elder. Right, and guess what, man? You could be an elder, but you could be a foolish elder. Right? You could be in the truth God knows how long and still be going off. If there is an occasion to speak against injustice, you're commanded to do so. That's Proverbs 31:9. That's Leviticus 19:15. Right? Your judgment has to be upright, regardless of what parties are involved. You can't let money, bribes, people's notoriety, their prestige, you can't let that alter judgment. You can't be a respected person. And you can't be afraid of the face of man. That's Deuteronomy 1:17. So they're trying to demoralize Daniel. You're just a young man. You don't know what's going on. Who are you to examine us? And that you'll see, man. I've been in this truth 20 years, right? You just came in this thing. You can't tell me anything. How are you going to tell me I committed adultery or tell me I can't slander? It's off, man. Right? Reading on. Verse, now there's order when you're dealing with elders pursuing the 1 Timothy 5. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father. But also receive not an accusation unless you have 2 or 3 witnesses, paraphrasing. So these things are also written. The Lord also Sirach 42:8, be not ashamed to inform the foolish and the ancient men, paraphrasing. So shalt thou be truly learned and approved of all men. So you have to take all these precepts into account. Susanna 1:51. Then said Daniel unto them, put these 2 aside, one far from the other, or from another, and I will examine them. So he began to examine them. That's what that means. You have to examine the truth. Right? When drama, controversy, talebearing, you heard what Sister Asher did, you got to examine it. If it involves you. If it doesn't involve you and it has nothing to do with you, you have to ask yourself, is it even worth examining? If it doesn't impact you, your life, your family, your walk in this knowledge and your understanding, you have to ask yourself, what place do I have in this matter? What skin do I have in the game? Do I have to really investigate this matter that has nothing to do with me? You have to ask yourself these things. Because, Jake, you make 50 phone calls, 40 videos, dig up all this research, call this brother, call that sister, make this group chat over something that you're trying to figure out that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Here you are still struggling to read and to study. You haven't fasted in 3 months, but you're spending 3 hours to investigate a matter that has nothing to do with you. Let's go back to Sirach chapter 11, right? You have to ask yourself that, man. You got to know when to draw the line, right? And we're going to do this. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 11, right? And verse number 7. There's always drama. There's always going to be folly. He say, she say. But we have to know how to deal with these matters as men of understanding, right? Not niggas in the world. Sirach 11 and 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. So you understand the matter, right? How do you understand the matter? Witnesses, evidence. You understand? That's how you understand the matter. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. And you can't answer, man. You can't say, I know what this brother did, man. He looked like he committed adultery. He just seemed like the type, man. He just seemed like one of them grimy brothers that commit adultery. I already know he did it, man. Hold on, you haven't even heard the cause. Because you might find out that this brother didn't even commit adultery, man. You know? Maybe it was the wrong, they charged the wrong brother. Maybe you have false witnesses that rose up against him. There's a thing called false witnesses, man, in Israel. Right? Ask Naboth, man, the book of 1 Kings 21. Yahushua had to deal with false witnesses, man. David dealt, it's like with false witnesses. Verse number 9. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. I'm going to read that again. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not. So there are certain matters that have nothing to do with you. They don't impact your understanding. They don't impact your pockets, your money, your family, your wife, your children. You just want to get involved because it's the tea, it's a juicy, hot topic, and you just want to hear what the hell is going on, right? And that's the problem with Israel, man. You know, that's the problem. Let me read that again. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not. So if brother Judah was called out for taking $5 from brother Benjamin at the feast day in another congregation somewhere in Minnesota, that has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. You don't have to you don't have to go in and figure out what happened. I heard you took $5 from this. That's their problem, man. Let them work it out. Sometimes you have oughts and problems within camps and congregations that are internal. You don't have to stick your foot into every matter. You don't always have to be the middleman. Jake, you always want to be the middleman. You always want to be a peacemaker. Sometimes it's completely unnecessary and uncalled for. You can't be a peacemaker in matters that have nothing to do with you. Now, if you're directly involved in the matters, if it's family, it's brothers in your congregation, people that you kind of know, and you know that these people have oughts, then you may potentially get involved to bring peace between those two parties, right? But if it's something that's completely outside of your realm and your world, leave it alone. It's okay to leave it alone. It's okay not to speak on it. It's perfectly fine. I'll say it's perfectly fine to say, I don't want to talk about that. It has nothing to do with me. It's perfectly fine to say that. You don't have to entertain every wind. You don't have to speak on every matter. Sometimes that's Satan hopping on a brother or a sister to get you to gossip and murmur and speak about a matter that has nothing to do with you. That's what the Most High said, sit not in judgment with sinners. Verse number 10, my son, meddle not with many matters. Right? This is Sirach 11 and 10. My son, meddle not with many matters. For if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing. So guess what? You can't meddle with many matters, man. Right? What does that mean, you can't meddle with many matters? It means that if there are oughts, problems, fights, discrepancies, you understand, between men, parties, families, congregations, camps, cities, certain things, you don't have to meddle with them. What does it mean to meddle? It means to insert yourself, your ideas and your judgment into a situation that doesn't impact you, your loved ones, your family, your spiritual walk in this knowledge, your finance. It has nothing to do with you. So you can't sit there and involve yourself in these matters. And the Lord said, if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. What does that mean? If thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. It means you're going to be in too deep, right? You're in too deep. Now you heard that Brother Judah took $5 from Brother Benjamin somewhere in Minnesota in another camp, right? That has nothing to do with you. And now you made a post. Yeah, Brother Judah, I heard that he was a thief. He took from Brother Benjamin. Now you're getting too deep, man. Then you made a video about it. All thieves in Israel. I'm calling out all camps in Israel. All camps are thieves. I'm calling out everybody by name. Everybody's a thief in Israel. Now you're getting too deep. Now people gonna start hitting you up. Hey, Ak, why you make that video? I don't like that. I don't think you should have did that, King. Why would you say that I'm a thief? Or Ak, I really wasn't talking about you, and what I really meant to say is, so while you explaining yourself to that brother, then you get another phone call. Ak, what the hell are you doing, man? Why would you say that I'm a thief? Well, Ak, so now you're getting all these calls, people pressing you out, people, and again, you may even say something, but you may say something and it may not even be wise. It may not even be in season. And now you made yourself look bad. You just hopped into a scene that had nothing to do with you and you spoke utter folly. Right? Stop getting involved in these matters that have nothing to do with you. What is your problem? What is Israel's problem, huh? Right? What is Israel's problem? Let's go to you have men that died like that, man. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. And I'm gonna touch on both sides because there are times when you have to speak on matters. So I'm gonna touch on that too. But first, let's go to 2 Chronicles, right? Chapter 35. Right? You had a righteous king that died because he involved himself in matters that had nothing to do with him, huh? Right? Everybody knows about King Josiah. 2 Chronicles chapter 35 and verse number 20. Right? 2 Chronicles 35 and 20. After all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. Well, what is Josiah doing? Why is Josiah getting involved in the matter between the Egyptians and the Egyptians' enemies, the Babylonians and the Egyptians? But Josiah, he went out against them. For what? A lot of you brothers, you're going out against brothers. You're going out against this city. You're going out against this camp. For what? Right? What are you going to gain out of that? Are you just trying to a lot of people do that for attention. Not all the times, but sometimes brothers do that for attention. Sometimes brothers, they just have no wisdom. They have zero discretion and no level of prudence. So don't be a Josiah and just go out against him. Right? Let's read on. But the 2 Chronicles 35 and 21. But he sent ambassadors to him, saying, what have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. For God commanded me to make haste, forbear thee from meddling with the Most High, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. And you don't know, see, Josiah didn't know that the Most High was orchestrating this battle. See, some brothers, you neglect the spiritual counsel that's being done from on high, from the third heaven. Sometimes Brother Judah, the Most High put the spirit on Brother Judah to steal $5 from Brother Benjamin because Brother Judah was going off, man. Brother Judah was secretly watching pornography. Brother Judah was being covetous. Brother Judah was working on the Sabbath. He had a demon on him. So the Most High put a spirit on him to take that $5 so he can get judged for it. But here you are, you don't know that. You're somewhere in damn Texas. You don't know what's going on. But you hopped in that matter and say, you know what? So you don't know what's going on, man. You don't know what the Most High is doing, man. Now you meddling with the Most High's matters. See, man might have a problem with you getting involved in his matters, but now you're getting involved with the matters of God. With Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And man to get mad at you, man. What the hell you doing? This has nothing to do with you, man. How much more the Most High? Then the Most High told Josiah through this man, the Most High is with me right now. Leave this situation alone. Let's read on and see what happened. Verse number 22. Nevertheless, Josiah would not turn his face from him. You see that? But disguised himself, that he might fight with him. And Jake, you make secret accounts. You disguise yourself. You make all these YouTube channels so you can get on the comment board as 5 different men and respond to 5 different videos. You disguise yourself, man. You get on Clubhouse, anonymous. You change your picture. You change your name to speak on a matter that has nothing to do with you. You don't let your cap know what's going on. You made a secret group chat. A lot of brothers disguise themselves to get involved in matters that have nothing to do with them, man. Right? It has nothing to do with you. Stop disguising yourself, man. Stop making strange avatars and different accounts and different YouTube channels and changing your number and texting from secret chats and, meeting in the dark and all of these things just to fulfill your lust, to speak about something that you're not involved in. Let me read this again. 2 Chronicles 35:22. Nevertheless, Josiah would not turn his face from him, but disguised himself, that he might fight with him, and hearken not unto the words of Necho from the mouth of the Most High, and came to fight in the valley of Megiddo. And the archers shot at King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, have me away, for I am sore wounded. So he ended up dying. Some people get shot, man, over matters that have nothing to do with you. You might have a situation, like I said, there are certain matters you get involved in, but you have to have discernment, right? If you, let's say you stand in an apartment, right? I'll just give you a quick example. Let's say you stay in an apartment complex, and upstairs you hear 2 men fighting. First you hear loud arguing, right? And they arguing over money, right? Nigga, man, you stole my $1, man. F you, man. You BAN, and you downstairs, you reading the book of Revelation. And all you hear is, man, F you, man. Stand up, nigga, stand up, right? Stand to my face. And that's all you hear, man. Man, F you, man. Right? And all you hear upstairs is niggatry and arguing. Loud drill music. You smell weed smoke through the vents. Hey, guess what? Guess what you're not supposed to do? Don't go upstairs. See, a lot of brothers are thinking, well, blessed are the peacemakers, right? The Lord said, blessed are the peace. I have to bring peace between Rail, the weed smoking nigga, and his crackhead friend who stole his roach from him, his blunt from him. Got in his pocket. They're fighting over a blunt and Kool-Aid. But you said, blessed are the peacemakers. I must speak on this matter. Hey, there's this thing, this trend where people make themselves the main character, or they believe that they're the main character. A lot of you brothers, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of you brothers think you're the main character, man. You're not the main character. You don't have to be a hero in every occasion. Now you go upstairs, right? You knock on the door, right? Who the fuck is it? That's what you hear from the background. Who the fuck is it? Yeah, nigga, who's that? Hear a bunch of grown men, 5 Negroes in the background. It's your neighbor, right? Your fellow Israelite, your friendly neighborhood Israelite. Don't you know the Most High said, and you start to bring, and they open the door, man. You start choking on all of the smoke when they open up the door. You see naked women back there, drill music. I want to come in and I'm a peacemaker. I have to solve. You guys shouldn't be fighting. God says we shouldn't fight. You know what they going to say, man? They going to say, come here, let me hear what you got to say. They size you up and down, right? Maybe you had a chain on, maybe you had some new shoes on, you know? Maybe you look like you kind of got something, right? Why don't you come in? Let me hear that. Let me hear that passage. Hey, people, the word, they call it passage. Let me hear that passage again, because you showed up with your Bible, man, and that red book that they don't know about. Now you get in that room and they lock the door. You know, hood, they got the chain door, right? They got the lock. They put the thing under there. Here you are, now you're in too deep. All you have to do is mind your business, man. Keep reading what you was reading. Now you upstairs, man. They told you to sit at the table. Now you can't leave. You want to leave? Or I left something. No, you sit your ass down. Oh, but I got sit your ass down, man. Right? They threatening you. You know? I was reading the book of Revelation. I don't want to hear that, man. Right? Take this to the head right now. And next thing you know, you're drunk. You're high. You got robbed. You know? You got freaked off on. They stole your wallet, your keys. They went into your apartment. They took what they wanted, man. So stop involving yourself in matters that have nothing to do with you. Right? Let me read this again. 2 Chronicles 35 and 22. Nevertheless, Josiah would, actually I want 23. And the archers shot at King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, have me away, for I am sore wounded. And that's what happened, man. You can stain your name speaking on a matter that has nothing to do with you. You can get a bad reputation. You know, you can get physical harm. People could threaten you, right? Now you're getting brought into a council that has nothing to do with you. Let's go to Sirach 21 and 25, right? Like I said, we're going to get a few more. Let's go to Ecclesiastes, right in the Apocrypha, chapter 21 and 25. So you have to have a level of discretion. Sometimes a matter has nothing to do with you, man. Right? Sometimes it has nothing. What Rail and Trey up there fighting about, hey, that's their problem. That's their problem for the time being. Now, if they start fighting and tumbling down the stairs and they beating at your door, now you've gotten involved. Right? But again, you want to have wisdom, right? You want to have some wisdom. Let's go to Sirach 21 and 25, right? It reads, the lips of talkers will be telling such things as pertain not unto them, but the words of such as have understanding are weighed in the balance, right? So that's plain. The heart of fools is in their mouth, but the mouth of the wise is in their heart. What does that mean? The heart of fools is in their mouth. Meaning a fool is going to utter everything that he thinks. First thing that come to mind about a brother, about a situation he heard, before he examined it, before he looked into it, he's going to speak on it. Ah, that brother's wicked. Did you hear what that other brother said about that brother and that brother? All them brothers wicked. Well, brother, hold on, brother. You don't have to utter everything on your mind. The Lord said the mouth of the wise is in their heart, so the things that they would like to say, they're going to keep it in their mind until they fully examine the matter, right? Until they cover every stone, right? Until they could fully understand who the witnesses are, the evidence, and then they may speak on the matter if it permits, right? If it permits. Let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 4, right? And you want to be mindful because gossip and drama and folly are going to increase, man, right? It's going to increase. This is, nevertheless, this is Sirach chapter 4 and verse number 20. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, Slakia, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. So here's the other side of the coin, for lack of better terms. On one hand, yes, don't involve yourself on a matter that has nothing to do with you. But on the other side, the Lord also said what? There's always a just balance. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil. So let's say in your neighborhood, right, there's a shootout every week, right? And they're shooting out house by house. They're going down. You got these strange niggas from some hood. They going to your street and they just shooting up each house. They just shut up this house. Tuesday, this house. Wednesday, this house. You know, Thursday, your house might get shot up next. You can say, well, don't say that has nothing to do with me. That's the neighborhood. That's the white man's world. The hell with the white man, right? This his house. I pay mortgage. I pay rent, but this his house, man. The hell with this house. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Yeah, well, the brother said, involve yourself in the matter. Those ain't my guns. This ain't my house. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You live there. That's your neighborhood, huh? Hold on, King. Think about it. Your house about to get shut up. Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. This ain't really my house, and this ain't my neighborhood. This is the white man's world. It's given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the look. You might want to think about where you're gonna be at that night, man. You might want to make a move, right? You might want to figure something. You might want to really observe evil when it's in your environment, in your area, man. You know, if they're doing massive layoffs at your job, you might want to figure out why. If they slashing and doing budget cuts, right? They did all these capex, all this stuff, and you know your department about to get cut. You want to figure out what's going on. You might want to have something lined up. You want to be aware of evil. Don't get in your car and it's a strange man in the back seat shooting up dope. Well, ain't none of my business. That's between him and the Most High. He's in your back seat shooting up dope. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing. You better get this. You better get him out your car, man. What the Lord said, love your neighbor. Get him out your car, right? Get somebody involved. Get help. If somebody's creeping around your house at night, you might want to figure out what's going on. Right? That's what this means. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil. So let's say there's drama in Israel, right? Tying it back to the lesson, there's drama. You got spirits of adultery running camp to camp to camp, city to city. You might want to observe that and say, you know what, man, the Most High, I perceive that Yahweh Shah is putting a spirit of adultery in the earth right now, right? Amongst Israel, right? These brothers, this happened here. It's true. Let me make sure that my family, my household, the brothers that I labor with and myself, that we are not caught up by that demon that the Most High is putting on the earth right now. Let's fast, right? Let's pray. Let's examine our spirits. Let's be mindful of what we entertain. Let's beware of evil. Yes, the matters of men who may have committed adultery has nothing to do with you. But in a spirit, if you look at it, maybe it does. Because that's a spirit and a demon that's going to and fro in the earth. Didn't Yahweh tell Peter, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you. But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Right now, Yahweh Shah could have said, hold on, that has nothing to do with me. But Peter belonged to Yahweh Shah. Right? That was one of his best friends. So even when you see demons hopping on brothers and people going off a way that's not good, you have to say something. Right? If somebody's going down path A leads to 7 ditches, say something, huh? Yeah, that was your problem now because you know that this brother's about to fall off a cliff. Especially if that's a brother that you know, family member, a loved one, your woman, your children, brother that you have a relationship with. Say something, huh? Right? I want to get Proverbs. That's what I want to get, a quick precept. Right, let's go to Proverbs, the 24th chapter. Right, quick precept through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah. So we have to have discernment, right? So yes, you don't involve yourself in every matter, but there are situations where you may have to speak, right, and get involved in, but that's where discernment comes in. Proverbs chapter 24 and 11. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain. I mean, if you don't save a brother who's about to die, if thou sayest, behold, we knew it not, doth not he that pondereth the heart consider it? And he that keepeth thy soul, doth not he know it? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? So the Lord sees you, man. The Most High has the angels recording you. And they record you in situations when you're supposed to speak up to save a man's life. Right? You see a weed demon hopping on the brother. You see a brother being more slothful. You see a brother going astray. You see a brother doing things that's not convenient. Maybe you have to speak up and say something. Because you know the consequences of his actions. But you don't want to say nothing because now you're like, that's none of my business. That's your brother. You see a woman going off, she don't read, she don't study, she's going astray, there's more demons on her. That is your business. At that point, that is your business. Right? So again, you want to have a level of discernment with these matters. Right? Let's go to get a few more. Let's go back to Sirach, the 4th chapter. Right? Let's go back to Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter. And we're going to get a few more and we're going to wind down. Right? Ecclesiastes chapter 4. So this thing has to be applied with discretion, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Let's get this Ecclesiastes chapter 4. And I'm going to go back and read where I left off. Right? Sirach chapter 4 and 21. For there is a shame that bringeth a sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace. Right. So what does it mean there's a shame? It's like, for there is a shame that bringeth a sin. Right? Meaning if you're too ashamed to speak up on evil and sin, you might fall victim to that sin. Right? And there's a shame which is glory and grace. And if you're ashamed of that sin and you don't indulge in grace and glory from the Most High. Verse number 22. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall. So if somebody's slandering somebody, and the Lord did say that in Sirach 19 and 15 on down, admonish a friend, for many times it is slander. And sometimes in Israel, when there's drama, beef, controversy, sometimes it's slander, right? Sometimes stuff is just slander. Sometimes people just speak ill-advisedly and falsely about a brother. Maybe they really want, they want that brother position. Maybe they want that brother's wife. Maybe they're looking to bring this brother down so they can take his money. Sometimes things are slander, Israel. We got to understand that too. Worth investigating. There's some stuff is just an outright lie, right? And don't let your friendship, your reverence, your respect for a brother cause you to get caught up in gossip. Oh, that's my brother. We like to murmur. We like to gossip. No, man. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, King Salaki, that situation really has nothing to do with me. Hey, let's talk about something. Right? You can say it how you want to say it. Right? Verse number 23. And refrain not to speak when there is an occasion to do good, and hide not thy wisdom in her beauty. And that's what Daniel did. Daniel spoke in an occasion to do good. And like I said, sometimes you do have to get involved in matters, right? And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to speak on a situation, man, right? And sometimes you don't. It depends on what you weigh in the balance. And you make that judgment ultimately. What can I gain? What potentially may I lose? This is something that, is this going to hinder this? Is it worth it? You have to count the cost on these matters, right? For by speech, wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. I'm going to get that in Sirach 19 because I quoted it, right? But I want to actually read it in Ecclesiastes, the 19th chapter, right? This Sirach chapter is good. 19 and 13, right? Sirach 19, this whole thing is good. Let's start at verse 6. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. You have to hate babbling. Running your damn mouth over what Sister Asher did 10 years ago. Over what Sister Asher did. Sister Asher lives in Jamaica. And you are babbling about that time she forgot to cook dinner for her husband. You made a video about it. You're going live. That's your problem, man. You can't rule over your tongue. You just gotta talk, man. And this society of the round table talk, was that the red table talk, the View, what's all these shows? These talk shows, man. And the Jerry Springer era, the Maury, the Montel, what's that? This other Edomite, what's his name? Rhea. I can't remember. She was another Edomite. Her name start with an R, right? We grew up in all these talk shows, man. At least I did, man. Growing up, you had all these talk shows and drama, and nowadays you got the Breakfast Club, you got these podcasts, right? So this is an age of just running your damn mouth, man. I'll put it like that, right? Or the sister said Wendy Williams. Yeah, Wendy Williams, man. You get on these late night talk shows, people just running their mouth, man. Let me read this again. He that, Sirach 19:6, he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife. And he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, and thou shalt fare never the worse. But then stop revealing secrets, man. If a brother told you something, said that's between you and me, don't hold your fingers crossed behind your back like a 7-year-old demon. Well, you told me, but I had my fingers crossed behind my back, right? Or somebody tell you something and you just can't wait to tell everybody, man. You heard what so-and-so told me? Ooh, ooh. You run home, man, right? You put on your onesie outfit like a 3-year-old with the 2 buttons and a flap on the back. Then you lay up in the bed on your stomach. You take your one finger, you start scrolling through who you could call. Your legs are swinging in the air in your pink room, man, looking for who you could call and gossip like a child molester. You don't have to. If a brother tell you something, a man of integrity, that's between you and that brother. And if word get out that you told that brother the secret, and that brother, he'll never deal with you the same. He'll never look at you the same again, man. That sister will never look at you the same. It's over with, man. It's hard to get your reputation. You can get money back. You get another job. You can work overtime. You can the hustle. Hey, but you can't get your reputation back as easy as you may think. And everybody's not always going to tell you how they perceive you and think about you. So be mindful of secrets and babbling and running your mouth about matters that have nothing to do with you. Right? Verse number 8. Whether it be friend or foe, this is Sirach 19:8. Right? Whether it be friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives. And if thou canst without offense, reveal them not. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about what goes on in Brother Judah's house. And maybe I know something, man. But it's nobody's business. Maybe I went into Brother Judah's house and his house was a mess, man. Maybe I went into Brother Judah's house and the lights was flickering because his bill, he wasn't paying his bill. Maybe I went into Brother Judah's car and I saw, he wasn't checking on his car maintenance and the check engine light was on and the tire pressure light was on. I'm not going to make a video and say, oh boy, Brother Judah, man, he don't know how to take care of a car, man. Man, but his house was a damn mess. Right? Man, when I seen Brother Judah, man, he had a damn booger in his nose. Brother, why you ain't say nothing? What? A lot of times this stuff could be avoided because the brother could have just told him. You could have just talked to the brother. Hey, Ak, man, you need to clean your damn car out, King. Ak, when you gonna get your lights checked, man? When you gonna get your some air in your tires, King? You got a family, Ak. You can't have your family out here driving on damn Ford Donuts. See, it's better off if you say something. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Don't have secret love and then go back and talebear and gossip about something you could have told this brother. Just tell the brother straight up. If it's that big of a problem where you feel like you got to hoard it in and tell 10 other people, just tell that brother at that time or at an appropriate time. And do it in humility. And consider yourself, lest thou also be tempted. Right? So stop rambling about another man's life, man. This that celebrity you heard who's so-and-so dating. Oh, I heard that I don't even know damn who's a celebrity. Goddamn shoot, man. Damn Will Smith, right? You heard what happened with remember Will Smith had his whole family, his marriage on the line, man. With that demonic wife of his, Jada. They was on the table talking about a situation that should have been kept behind closed doors. That matter had nothing to do with us, man. I'm mad that I even know about that. And Jake, you know what, man? Jake, you got to have some type of shame. A lot of Jake, ain't no shame to my game. Where's that in the scriptures? Ain't no shame to my game. You gotta have some shame, man. You have to have some discretion. Should be embarrassed to speak. I would be embarrassed to be speaking about another man's life. That's embarrassing. I would be ashamed, man, to be rambling about how dirty another man's house was. Talking about another man's drawers to another man. Yeah, he had them big drawers on the floor. Like, what are you talking about, man? You should be ashamed of that, man. Let's read on. I'm running out of time, so let me finish. Sirach 19 and 8 again, whether it be friend or foe. See that? Talk not of other men's lives, and without offense reveal them not. For he heard and observed thee, and when time cometh, he will hate thee. If thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee, and be bold. It will not burst thee. A fool travaileth with the word, as a woman in labor of a child. Meaning you can't wait to spill the beans, right? Let the cat out the bag. As an arrow that sticketh in a man's thigh, so is the word within a fool's belly. Meaning the fool can't wait to tell everybody everything. Here's the point I want. I'm going to read 13 through 15. Admonish a friend, it may be that he hath not done it. And if he have done it, that he do it no more. So before you make a post, and Jake, you do a lot of subliminals. You do sub tweets, subliminal messages and stories, and yeah, them niggas over there. I knew them niggas would never be right, right? Why didn't you just tell that brother that? Why didn't you just admonish him? And a lot of times, Jake, you have an evil suspicion. That's Sirach 3 and 24. The Lord said an evil suspicion overthrows judgment. And work on admonishing and talking to a brother. And maybe you're going to talk about a brother. Maybe he didn't do it. You made a post about this brother's house being dirty. I don't know what happened, man. Maybe he said, maybe if you would have asked him, yeah, somebody broke in my house, man. They threw all my stuff around. Right? So you talk to a brother, man. Understand these things. Admonish him. You know? Verse number 14. Admonish thy friend, it may be he hath not said it. And if he have, that he speak it not again. Shot, stabbed, robbed, over hearsay. I heard you was talking about my woman. I heard you said I don't have no money. I heard you said that you could beat my ass. You know how Jake get, man. He didn't say that, huh? You should have asked him, did he say that? Did you say this? Don't jump to conclusions. Maybe he didn't say that. Maybe you thought he said that, but he really said something else. Maybe the man did something. Maybe it was a feast day, it was loud, and maybe you just misheard what the brother said. Ask the brother before you jump to a conclusion. Verse 15, admonish a friend, for many times it is slander, and believe not every tale. And certain things are just slander, just lies. You don't have to believe everything you hear, right? Don't believe every tale. Let's go to Psalms 112, right? Maybe I got time for one, right? Let's get this real quick. I got time for one more, right? This is 112. So you have to learn how to deal with drama, discretion, and all these matters and wisdom, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Awashah. Psalms 112 and 5. A good man showeth favor and lendeth. He will guide his affairs with discretion. This is the word of the day, discretion. Affairs with discretion. Move in integrity. Move in wisdom. Don't involve yourself in every matter. But, again, it matters when you have to speak to it. Don't be afraid to do so. But these should be matters that directly involve you, your household, maybe your congregation, maybe your loved ones, maybe your family, maybe your neighborhood, maybe something that you have some type of skin in the game with, some type of attachment with. But if it's something far off, nothing to do with you, it's another man's house and this, that, and the third, or you have to have discernment. Do I speak to this or do I not? And if you don't know, I'm going to say this, if you don't know, reach out and get counsel before you speak on the matter. Because maybe other men will let you see it from another light and say, hold on. Yeah, speak on that. Or hold on, don't say it. That has nothing to do with you. That's going to do more harm than good. Get counsel. The Lord said in Sirach 32 and 19, without nothing, or do out advice. And what thou was once done, repent not. So get advice before you make a judgment to speak on a matter. Because maybe you need to speak on that matter, but again, maybe you don't. So with that, who's up? Giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, Kwamalak Ebashai. Most I willing you were edified. Kwam Yashalom. Shalom.